Trump defends tariffs after markets plunge for second straight day. Economic revolution. After 2 consecutive days of market declines, former President Donald Trump has once again come out in defense of his controversial tariffs, calling them part of a much-needed economic revolution. The U.S. stock market has been facing volatility in recent weeks, and Trump's remarks come as the markets continue to slide. Despite the economic uncertainty, the former president remains steadfast in his belief that tariffs are essential for revitalizing American industries and reshaping global trade dynamics. The market slide. What's happening? The U.S. stock market has been in a downward spiral, with major indices like the Dow Jones and S&P 500 posting significant losses over the past 2 days. Investors are on edge as fears of economic instability continue to grow. A combination of factors, including inflation concerns, rising interest rates, and ongoing global tensions, has contributed to the market's decline. However, the most recent dip has been largely attributed to ongoing trade tensions, particularly the tariff policies implemented during Trump's presidency. The market's reaction has been one of concern. Investors are worried about the long-term effects of these tariffs, especially as companies face higher costs and uncertain trade conditions. But Trump, ever the defender of his economic policies, is doubling down on his stance, even as the markets react negatively. Trump's defense of tariffs. In a series of recent statements, Trump has defended the tariffs he imposed during his presidency, claiming they were necessary to protect American workers and businesses from unfair trade practices by countries like China. Despite the market turmoil, Trump argues that the short-term pain caused by the tariffs is a necessary step toward achieving long-term economic growth and independence. Trump refers to the tariffs as part of his economic revolution, positioning them as a bold move to reset the balance of power in global trade. He has repeatedly stated that the U.S. was being taken advantage of by foreign nations before his policies took effect. The former president contends that tariffs are an effective way to level the playing field and bring jobs back to American soil, particularly in industries like manufacturing and agriculture. Trump's comments echo the rhetoric he used throughout his presidency, where he framed tariffs as a tool for securing American interests and reducing trade deficits. He insists that these policies have already led to job creation and economic growth, even if the immediate effects are not always visible in the stock market. The impact on the economy and businesses. While Trump's defense of tariffs is unwavering, many economists and business leaders are less convinced. They argue that the tariffs have led to higher costs for American consumers and businesses, particularly in industries that rely on imported goods or international supply chains. The increased costs are often passed down to consumers, leading to higher prices on everyday products. For companies that depend on trade with other countries, the tariffs have created additional challenges. Many businesses are seeing their profit margins shrink as they navigate the complex landscape of global trade. The stock market's reaction, which has been marked by consistent declines, reflects this anxiety. Investors fear that the economic disruption caused by the tariffs will continue to outweigh the long-term benefits Trump claims will come from these policies. Looking ahead, will Trump's economic revolution pay off? As the market continues to struggle and the impact of tariffs on American businesses becomes clearer, the big question is whether Trump's economic revolution will eventually deliver the results he promised. Trump remains adamant that his approach will bring about significant positive change in the long run, despite the short-term pain. However, with inflation, rising interest rates, and market volatility complicating the economic landscape, many are wondering if the tariffs are doing more harm than good. Whether Trump's vision for economic revival becomes a reality remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: the debate over tariffs is far from over. The next few weeks will be critical in determining how these trade policies play out, both in terms of their impact on the stock market and the broader economy. Investors and policymakers alike will be watching closely to see if Trump's economic revolution can truly reshape the U.S. economy as he envisions.